Just like across the pond in Europe, Eastern Europe, the UK, aren't they taking over our sport? Golovkin, Klitschko, Lomachenko, aren't they coming on pretty strong now? Look at our top 10 on the pound for pound. The same thing will happen with Cuba. This is like their first wave. Gonzalez actually might be a part of a second wave. Gonzalez seems young, but they're coming, and they're going to start coming younger, and they're going to start getting a lot better.
His nipples are hard, Will. His nipples are way hard.
Excellent fight last night. Excellent fight last night. Bring it back. Lee, you said it best. It was a draw. Give it a draw. It doesn't matter, but
you're not going to get a draw because his next fight's going to be against Kovalev, and Kovalev's going to knock his ass out.
The only reason why Max Kellerman and them were all over Gonzalez, Lee, is that really an attractive
Max Kellerman
fight?
sucks at his job
versus Kovalev too? Is that really attractive, you guys? Kovalev knocked out Pascal in 8 rounds.
Right, he's going to do it again.
Of course HBO didn't want Pascal.
Hey, there it is. Look, Pascal versus Kovalev. The Crusher versus the Crushed, too.
Yeah, right. and I'm quite sure that, and I'm absolutely positive that Kellerman and Costa, Lampley, not Costas, Lampley and Kellerman will put their spin on it. Like, I'm so sick of HBO shilling out for their fighters right now, especially Kellerman. First of all, I don't like Max Kellerman to begin with. That's long and documented. As a girlfriend beater, finding it acceptable to slap around his, girlfriend, listening to him talk about boxing when basically we're talking about a guy who was covering boxing from his couch. And don't get me wrong, if I wound up on HBO, I'd probably shill out too, and there'd be a guy doing a podcast or a broadcast about me being a whore taking money. I get it, but HBO is no different than the PBC, Andrew. That's reality.
Yeah, well, HBO is still producing way better fights.
Well, they are.
I know. The big boys fight at HBO.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to cover a little bit of news and then get out of here before I black out in my car in Barstow, sitting in a car without air with the windows up. Quick news of the week. Golovkin-Lemieux on HBO pay-per-view.
Lee, I knew the fight was going to happen. I didn't call these next two things, though. Madison Square Garden and pay-per-view? I think they overshot this one. The fight was hot.
I don't want to see Mario Lemieux get beat up by Gennady Golovkin. I really don't. I really, for the years as a Penguin, Mario Lemieux was such a great hockey player. I don't know if, it's just disappointing that he had to turn to boxing to get beat up at Madison Square Garden.
Yep, I was a more Jaromir Jagr fan myself.
You know what? I like Jagr. Don't get me wrong, but, I was around for the age of Mario Lemieux. Like, it was a kind of a golden age, and Andrew's listening to us, has no idea where we're going with this.
That was that. Okay, Andrew. Mario Lemieux and Jaromir Jagr in hockey are the equivalents to the Bash Brothers in Oakland.
Nobody cares. That's great knowledge there, bro. Anyways, overshot this fight. They should have took this to Canada. Golovkin should have no issues going to Canada and fighting Lemieux in front of 20,000. I don't see this fight doing 10,000 at the Madison Square Garden. At the price of what New York costs.
I don't know. If you stack the card, no, wait. HBO has a chance here. If you stack the card, you got a shot at it. And I mean stack the card.
Well, yeah, they better do a good job. It's just, Lee, that's New York. That's Madison Square. That's the Mecca, man. This is Golovkin is not. I mean, they're selling tickets at the Staples Center. You're talking Madison Square Garden now. There's a big difference there.
Klitschko signs a 5-fight deal, so he's going to fight at least 5 more times. There's
he ain't
a
going
shocker.
Nowhere.
Why should he? Who's he afraid of? Who's in the top 10?
Ain't going anywhere.
Tarver's ranked number 1 by actually the WBC, which is shocking to me. I mean, once he gets rid of, I mean, Deontay's got to be in the pile, but if I'm Wilder, if I'm Heyman, if I'm, there's no way Deontay Wilder will ever sign a fight with Klitschko. Ever.
Stay away for at least the first 3 fights.
Longer than that. No doubt. Klitschko is going to retire with all the belts, but there is no way Don King is going to fall into that trap again. No way. No way. No way. No way. No way. Mayweather Jr. in talks for a 3-fight extension with Showtime/CBS.
Shocked.
He's like a wart on my ass. I swear to God, Mayweather just won't go away. You can ice him off, you can cut him off, you can dig him out with a scalpel, but Mayweather just comes. He's an STD. Mayweather is an STD.
Yeah, I was going to say herpes. It always shows up at the wrong time.
It always shows up at the wrong time, right. Perfect. That is the perfect analogy. Not even a shot of, penicillin is going to make this bastard go away.
No, Mayweather is just solidifying that he's just going to be the richest fighter ever. That's it.
And also the biggest asshole. So it's, he's going to be the richest sports figure who's the biggest asshole.
He's making HBO add a zero. He sticks with Showtime. I guess he ends fighting, all the Al Heyman Showtime guys. He goes back to HBO. He's going to be making a serious check. They got some big fights there. They got Canelo rematch. They're going to have Golovkin. They're going to have Manny Pacquiao. Some big money on that side, on the HBO side. I think I'm hoping that Floyd is just doing this to get some more money out of HBO, because I would hate to see him end his career with the likes of Berto.
No,
Khan.
Here's the thing. He stays on Showtime because the fights are easier.
I know. Showtime needs to be real careful
and
here, though.
And the fans don't want to call him out, and I've seen this debate on the boards. Mayweather's great. He's fought the same people as Pacquiao. He's this, that, and the other. Okay. Seriously, he doesn't. He really doesn't fight the best of the best.
And he's lost the interest. Like Manny Pacquiao's lost the interest of many of his bandwagon fans because he's losing now. He just doesn't look like the same fighter that he did in 2009. Floyd Mayweather is losing his bandwagon fans because the interest of someone beating him is no longer there. There is an opponent on the radar that you can, unless he jumps 2 divisions, that you can say Floyd Mayweather would actually lose to. So all of these people that have been buying pay-per-views just to watch this man get beat, they're not really into it no more. They were barely boxing fans in the beginning before Floyd started with all of his antics and brought all of these haters to come to watch him. So Showtime needs to be really careful here on signing him to this 3-fight deal that they're going to overpay. If they didn't overpay him last time, they're definitely going to have to do it this time to keep him away from HBO. So with that, I think the Berto Mayweather, look, there's rumors now that the Berto Mayweather is not going to CBS. It will be on pay-per-view. To me, Showtime might be testing the waters. I wouldn't sign that deal until I see the numbers of Floyd fighting the average Joe by himself. Then we'll see how many people are actually interested in Floyd Mayweather.
I'm so over Mayweather. And by the way, the new Access Arena looks fantastic. Look forward to seeing Mayweather versus Pacquiao 2 at that brand new Access Arena. With that said, Chavez Jr. draws flies. The numbers are in. The fattest man on the planet, Dan Rayfield, reports that 663,000 people actually watched Chavez Jr. last week with a peak of 707,000. His numbers have been on the decline over the last year, mainly because, Chavez Jr. is a fraud, and it's just taken everybody this long to catch up, I guess. Will, you weren't here last week. Are you over Chavez Jr., the fattest man on the planet?
Can't believe I watched that fight.
I can't believe anybody watched that fight.
Just can't believe I watched that fight. Can't believe I'm still watching Chavez Jr. It's...
Yeah? Did I lose you?
You probably lost Willie.
Oh, all right.
That's great.
Chavez Jr. wants to fight again in September. Why? I can't even imagine. In a social media post, yes, he did. I just heard the noise. Mexican superstar Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. said today via social media that he hopes to be back in the ring in September. I would like to thank the best manager in the world. I hope all Latinos recognize him.
I hate Chavez Jr.
Yeah, okay. You're back.
No, I am. I don't know if you guys heard what I said. I said I hate Chavez Jr. He's an ogre fighting little men, and he can't knock him out any mis. He's a disrespectful fighter. Period. He should. If the only thing that gets me off you guys about Chavez Jr. is watching that Fanfara fight. I could watch that every day of my life.
Yeah. I would watch it again on a loop. I mean, it should be like a GIF that I could watch. I'd like it as a screensaver, so every time I open it up, I could just watch him getting beat the fuck up over and over and over again.
He's like a big kid, dude. I just can't.
They actually called him that.
Yeah,
HBO called him Showtime called him a baby on that fight.
No, but really, because it's like, I can't look at him, and when you see a guy in the ring, you think of him as a man. You know, it takes a lot of courage just to get in the ring, even fucking sparring. You know what I mean? But when you see Baby Huey in the ring, it's just, he just looks like a big kid. And when he got knocked on his ass, it was like a little big bully that finally got slapped and didn't want to give up and didn't want to even go back to school. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm so over that disrespectful fighter. For those 600, it should have been one less, because I'm not going to watch another Chavez Jr. fight until I know he's going to fight somebody legitimate that's going to knock him out.
And Lee, I'll tell you, he's losing his fans more for the fact that he's not trying anymore. He's not making weight. His skills he's going backwards instead of forward. Everything that Freddie Roach had taught him, I think he's forgotten already. He doesn't do it anymore. He's turned into a power punching, no defense, walking punching bag.
Power? But where's the power?
He throws some thudding punches. You hear Chavez's blows when they land.
I'm going to keep watching Chavez's fights, and I'll tell you why.
He's not going to have a 100% knockout ratio, but he does land heavy shots.
I'm going to tell you why I'm going to keep watching Chavez fights. I think he's going to cry. It's like somebody's going to hit him, and he's going to start
Should have watched the last one, because he was just about doing that, Lee. He walked to the doctor.
Though. He should have in the Fanfara fight, and he didn't. I mean, they're talking about Lucien Bute as his next opponent.
Possible. That's a great fight, Lee. We talked about that last week. That's the fight Al Heyman needs to put together, because if you take Chavez Jr. to Canada, those Canadians are going to pay to watch Lucien Bute versus Chavez Jr. He'll pack the house. Bute's skills should dominate that fight. And he'll have another ticket seller possibly ready to go up against Adonis or anyone else in the light heavyweight division. So I like the Chavez Jr. Bute fight. I liked it last week. I'm glad that Chavez Jr. mentioned his name. If I'm Al Heyman, I'm all over that fight. I definitely do not want to see Gabriel Rosado versus Julio Cesar
but that's
Chavez.
What it's going to be.
All that does
that,
for
right?
Al Heyman is one, kill totally one of your stepping stones. He'll no longer be relevant. And two, it might put Gabriel Rosado back in the market. How many losses has this kid had? I don't even think he has a significant win since that match with, who was it, J. Leon Love. Since he got that bad decision, I don't think Rosado's ever won in the boxing ring since then. So do not put Rosado in the ring with Chavez. Yes, Rosado probably beats Chavez Jr., that does nothing for the PBC. Lucien Bute, he's a ticket seller. He needs a big win. Chavez Jr., that's the meat you give to him, man.
Cotto Canelo, which still isn't technically signed, is going to be at why are we even talking about venues like the Mandalay Bay?
I wanted to piss you off.
The fight's not even fucking signed.
I wanted to piss you off, Lee. I was going to put it in the first
I'm hot and sitting in a car in Barstow roasting my ass off.
And the title is, It Could Possibly.
What the
I don't know.
Like, you know what? Boxing fans and boxing writers, you're all a bunch of idiots.
Yep.
You guys are so desperate to look for anything to write about. Hey, it could be at Mandalay Bay. Hey, guess what? It could be in my backyard, too. Monkeys could fly out of my ass, but I don't think it's going to happen. It could be at Circus Circus. Hey, I got an idea. Let's hold it on the Stratosphere, right up by the Big Shot. It's just as possible. Here's the thing. Until those dumb assholes sign the contract, which they haven't done because Cotto's still trying to finagle a fight with HBO. Like, this is all about Mayweather, and this is why I hate that piece of crap Mayweather. He's fucking up boxing by not picking an opponent. Ugh. So irritated.
Getting later and later in the date. He's got to come soon.
No,
The
he's
opponent
gonna
has
wind
to
up
make
with
it soon.
Khan or
Hey, it's
Berto.
August. It's August next week, and Khan's not getting the fight. Floyd Mayweather.